The Washington National Cathedral has replaced its stained glass with BLM-type propaganda. The cathedral has unveiled a set of 4 new stained glass windows just this past Saturday, dedicated to the theme of racial justice. And those installations were to replace the previous windows, which depicted Stonewall Jackson, which depicted Robert E. Lee, which depicted some of the great figures of the South and of the reconciliation that took place after the Civil War. My first thought is Episcopalians are going to Episcopalian. You know, this is what they do. It's sad to say, listen, some of my very best friends are Episcopalian, okay? But there's that good old line, variously attributed to Dean Inge or Fulton Sheen, which is that if you wed the spirit of the age, you will find yourself a widow in the next. And the Episcopalians, gotta love them, but they have particularly fallen into this trap. So now, an Episcopalian service, Episcopalian public life, is just a series of political fads. It's really not all that different from just watching a liberal newscast. And so it's no surprise that they would get rid of these stained glass windows and replace them with the new fashions of whatever the vision of racial justice is today. But don't forget, it's not like they were replacing stained glass windows of the evangelists. It's not like they were replacing stained glass windows of the saints. They were replacing stained glass windows of Stonewall Jackson and Robert E. Lee. Why? Why were those even the stained glass windows? Well, because after the Civil War, those windows were put up as a sign of coming back together. This war that almost ripped the country completely in half. It was a gracious gesture for the conquered people being in the South. And this is what's so strange about this new moment and this little symbol in the churches. The old windows honored the conquered South. The new windows honor the conquerors. And I don't mean racial conquerors, I mean ideological conquerors. The old windows, look, the North won the war, the Union won the war, and yet they paid a little bit of homage to the South. The new windows pay homage to progressivism, the progressive view of history. The past was really bad. The future is going to be really good. The present is always a crisis. White people bad, black people good. Old people bad, young people good. The new windows honor the ideological conquerors because progressivism has conquered the country. That is the ideology that animates the whole country now. And so you would think if they wanted to keep this in line with the old windows, they would maybe pay some homage to the conservatives or to the normal people or to maybe Christians. Wouldn't that be nice in our national cathedral if they had the windows honoring saints and honoring evangelists and honoring figures from the Bible? But no, that's not how it works. The days of malice toward none and charity for all, the days of extending an olive branch to the conquered, that's over. That the progressives see no role for that. They see no role for grace because the progressives have sold out the religion that animated our entire civilization, Christianity, and they've replaced it with political stained glass windows. One thing that I really don't like when I'm on the road, I have a good time when I'm on the road. I like meeting the students. I like giving the speeches. I like the Q&A. One thing I don't like, though, is that I don't get to eat delicious Good Ranchers. Right now, go to goodranchers.com, use code Knowles. This is the thing that I hate about being on the road. The one thing is I don't get to eat my delicious Good Ranchers because sweet little Elisa's got it at home. I love Good Ranchers. It is the absolute best meat out there. It comes straight to your door. You can pick what you want, the beef or the pork or the chicken or the fish now. It's just so freaking good. It's 100% American. You also can get $500 in savings if you order right now. They'll also lock in your price for 2 years, which is completely insane. No other company guarantees you 100% American meat and a locked-in price. The quality is absolutely through the roof. Save right now. Eat the way that I eat. Good Ranchers has turned sweet little Elisa into a ribeye eater. It has completely changed my view on ground beef because it's the greatest burgers out there. This deal's not going to last forever. Go to goodranchers.com. Use code Knowles, KNWLAS for $25 off and free ground beef for 2 years. Lock in your price on America's best meat for 2 whole years. GoodRanchers.com. Use code Knowles for over $500 in savings. Subscribe to Good Ranchers. American meat delivered. Speaking of dubious narratives, there's a new crisis, guys. Democrats have an urgent campaign. They want to reinstate net neutrality. Do you remember net neutrality? It's been about 6 years now. I still don't really know what net neutrality is. All I was told in 2017, when Donald Trump was about to get rid of net neutrality, was that this was going to destroy the internet. We weren't going to be able to use the internet as we knew it was going to be over. Not only that, people were going to die. This is what they told us. If some executive agency changed some slight rule about how the ISPs were regulated. And then what happened? They got rid of net neutrality and everything was fine. Actually, the only thing that changed was that internet speeds increased a little bit. But everything else, it was fine. Your bill didn't really change. Nothing changed. Well, anyway, the Democrats want to reinstate it. 27 Senate Democrats have written a letter to the chairman of the FCC, Jessica Rosen-Worcel, urging her to reinstate the Title II regulations on ISPs, known as net neutrality. They want to defend the free and open internet, which remain the only thing that risks making the internet no longer free and open is when the Democrats come in and censor everything on the internet. Otherwise, it's pretty free and open, but the Democrats just want to be totally sure, and so they want to reinstate net neutrality. What we can learn from this is nothing about the internet. It's nothing really about regulation or ISPs. What we can learn from this is that the Democrats, the libs, never give up. They never give up, not even on the teensy tiniest, least significant things. They are always plowing ahead with their agenda. Conservatives, I'm sorry to say, we're not always like that. Sometimes we are. We've held the line on life, on the issue of abortion. Even after Roe v. Wade in 1973, the conservatives held firm, and we kept pushing, and then eventually we got to overrule the terrible decision in Roe v. Wade. That was great. But in a lot of issues, we just let it go. Oh, marriage, yeah, that's over. We lost that one. Oh, the structure of the government, the way our constitutional order works. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. We lost that one. It's no big deal. Oh, well, ubiquitous porn on the internet. Yeah, there's nothing really we can do. Sorry, we lost that one. Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. The Democrats never think that way, and we should emulate them. We should notice that if they take a loss, even if it's the end of the world catastrophic loss of net neutrality falling away, they just plow ahead. And 6 years later, they remember this stupid rule from the FCC. We need to do that too. Boy, what a great clip that was. Now, make sure that you ring the bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles channel. See you next time.